Hello and welcome. My name is Andrew Lovelet, and I'm joined by Nihilent Technologies Global Vice Chairman and CEO, LC Singh. Welcome, LC.
Thank you so much.
Today we're going to be talking about design thinking, what it is, and why we should care. LC, to start us off, why don't you give us some background and history about where you came from?
So yeah, I'm actually by qualification a chemical engineer. I did my advanced management from Harvard Business School, and I did serve Indian information technology industry, and was a contributor to one of the largest Indian companies, and served there for almost 18 years. Was responsible for worldwide marketing. And in 2000, I started Nihilent, and the idea was to create a different generation company, which is not a typical information technology company, but also does help our customers in general change management, which is required when you introduce technology to make it functional and to make it successful. You also need to change the people and processes and so on. So Nihilent is a more of an integrated change management company, where we keep looking at the customer's interest and design solutions, basically, which fit in the market.
In your words, what is design thinking?
So design thinking is essentially about, it's a liberation, really, liberation from the old processes, old ways of designing products, where you invariably sat in your air-conditioned office and you thought that you knew what customers were looking for, or at the most you did some dipstick surveys and using all those 4 Ps and so on, pushed your products through some clever advertising and promotions and so on. Now, against that, today's process is that you involve the customer, or you deep dive to learn their own needs, wants, and aspirations, and then bring that into the design of products and services, basically. So that's what design thinking is.
Why should companies be thinking and implementing this process of design thinking?
It is because what has happened is, with the advent of the mobile devices, everyone is connected to each other in the consumers market, like you and I. And irrespective of what the company selling a product is telling us about their product, we form our own opinion about the product and service. And then we talk to each other, and we collectively form an opinion about the product and service now. And therefore, if the products are not designed and meeting the aspirations of the consumers, then they run the risk of getting extinct in the future. And this is why we are propagating that we want every company that we are involved to be successful, right? And it is important, and we're propagating, saying that please involve the consumers, deep dive there into their lives, and bring them in while we are designing the products.
Now that we have a better understanding of design thinking, can you give us some real-world examples of some high-level companies that have had success using the method, and some that maybe have struggled to really connect with the consumer?
Sure. So, in beginning or some time back, the design thinking was more prevalent in the physical design, when you're designing, the nuts and bolts kind of things, basically. And which is where a number of companies that you know of became famous for. But now, I think since last decade, I would say that it is also coming into the design of software and the screens and interfaces and so on now. So you will see examples, and largely started from the Apple, which designed the iPod, replacing the Sony's Discman and so on and on. And that was a fantastic example. And then, of course, they also put a SIM card and became a mobile and created a whole revolution. So they may not have called it design thinking, but they were doing exactly what design thinking propagates now. Now that has been created as a process, A number of other examples. You see Blockbuster Video, how it became extinct, and how Netflix took advantage of the customer engagements, and they understood better as to what the future of entertainment lies, and how customer wants to be free to choose rather than you pushing a program and they are compelled to watch at a particular time. So all these examples of success. Let us example San Francisco Opera, which they collaborated with the D School, and they have transformed. They become more innovative, more engaging with the customers. The earlier, which used to be largely connecting with the old, kind of opera watchers, now even the young generation is going and watching. And numerous examples of success of design thinking we can see in front of us.
Now, how is Nihilent using design thinking on a day-to-day basis to really reach and get those consumers in?
So we are involved. Our customers range from financial services companies, entertainment companies. We are working with mobility applications. We're working for retailers, some world-class retailers. We are working also for some healthcare companies and numerous other verticals, government and so on. And therefore, we advise our customers, basically. We educate them on design thinking approach, which will prepare them for better, actually, in dealing with the new generation of connected consumers now. So we propagate because we have our own design lab in India, where we have a world-class facility for usability and user experience testing and so on now. So we bring them and show them, demonstrate to them. We bring in consumers from the market, from the streets, and we test the software. We track their eyes as to how they're looking at it and how the design goes. Is it in conformity with, so that, when the products go in front of the consumer, they should be in love with it. And that's what the success of my customers will lie in future. So that's what we are doing, working very closely with our customers, offering them, our help in creating these kind of scenarios where we take a complex problem and solve it along with them. So that's how we are doing it with customers.
And if people would like to get more information around design thinking, where is a place where they can find it?
Well, we certainly are one of the sources. You can, they can invite us actually, and we can be involved with them for a week. We can do workshops with them. We can take live problems. We can jointly, attempt to solve it. We can jointly go and talk to their customers, and in that process, they'll also get trained into the design thinking methodology. Additionally, of course, there are books available, and there are courses, online courses offered by Interaction Design Foundation. We have D School. We have also MIT Lab. They have started now courses. So yeah, it's fairly available if you are seeking that information. You can also visit our lab in India if you are visiting that side of the world. You can also come to our website, which is www.nihilent.com. Nihilent is Nihilent, nihilent.com.
Thank you very much, LC, for joining us and giving us insight into design thinking.
Thank you so much.